Okay. Namaskar and a very happy Guru Purnima to all of our listeners. In today's episode of Voices of Wisdom, we have our respected principal sir, Mr. Prashant Sharma, not behind his desk but on the podcast chair today. Today we are very excited to explore his fun stories, life lessons, and even will try to figure out whether sir was the favorite student during his school time or not. So sir, happy Guru Purnima. Are you ready to share your wisdom and some fun secrets with us?
Thanks, Prashant. I'm nervous, very nervous. Why? Because it is difficult to face this generation. Their questions are difficult. And now you are asking me about my life. It's even more. So, I'm looking forward to have a good interaction and I will try my level best to be as honest as possible.
Okay.
You can.
So sir, it's been 3 years that you've been the principal of JVM Passer. And from your arrival, our school has seen a lot of significant achievements, numerous awards, a lot of good changes in students and school curriculum. Even we have heard some n number of long speeches too. But keeping that aside, you have generally showed us a lot of noticeable development in school. And you were able to execute this from the very beginning because you probably had a vision and plan. So I'm very excited to know that what's your vision and plan for this year?
Okay. It's been 3 years and when I entered into the premises of JVM, I could see the things were in place. A little fine tuning was required. There were many events happening, there were many activities happening, teachers were doing their duty. So, my first reaction to it was, school has got its basics set right. I am here not to change anything, I am here for betterment. Whatever is happening, I am going to lift it up, right? To bring a little more standard to it. So that's my effort. The second thing is my vision. When it comes to my vision for the school, in the near future, I am looking forward to have a strong academic performance of the school. We were not doing so well recently. I was going through the academic results. Of course it is good, but not up to our standards where JVM or JSW expect us to go. So my first priority is doing well in academics. But doing well in academics is not possible by simply working on academics. You need to have that inspiration brought forward first. My idea is if a child has to do well in academics, he has to have that mindset. So, when I am here, I am trying to work on the mindset of the students that they are intrinsically inspired to do well in academics. So that's the first thing. This year we are planning to achieve 100% results first. Second, we should have our school name in at least district or states where our kids are featuring. And the second thing is, I want our students to represent the school at higher levels. We are participating in many activities, but somewhere I find that we cross the first hurdles. But that standard is not matured yet. For that I am working on maturing the standard of achievement of our students in the curricular activities, extracurricular activities, even in sports also. So my idea is to work on the basics of school and uplift it further so that we are visible all across. I am not trying that to be the best school. No, that's not my vision. My vision is every child should grow as an individual who is a lifelong learner, a great academician, and a wonderful human being. So we are working slowly and gradually on this, and I think we'll we'll be able to achieve it in the next year or so, and then we can move on with further improvements.
Sir, it's about academics for 100% result, probably the co-curriculars also. Sir, I think that during your school times, speech was one of your co-curriculars. So, I always wonder that how was it for the first time when you gave a speech? Like, what went so wrong that you still remember it till date, and what went hilariously right?
You touched the weak link of my heart. Let me be honest with you. Coming on stage was really difficult. They say coming on stage and speaking is as difficult as performing bungee jumping. That was something with me also. Just like any other boy, I was a very shy boy in school. And when I went on stage first time, my legs were shivering so bad. I had to give a speech. It was in Hindi. Of course, I studied from a Hindi medium school. It was a proper Hindi medium school, local school. So I got a chance to come on stage, and I went on stage, and for first 20-30 seconds I did not utter even a single word. I was not able to open my mouth. Almost 2,500 students standing in front, and I am standing on the stage. Everybody is looking at me, and I was like blank, quite blank. Nothing was coming out of my mouth. As I was about to come down from the stage, one of the teachers said, "Prashant, speak." I said, "Oh, I have to speak." I started, but my legs were shivering so bad that I was not able to stand. So one hand came here and it just scattered all the nerves. Somehow, it's a 2 to 3 minute speech in the assembly. I just finished that speech, and after that I cried. I felt like I am not good enough to come on stage. But from that day onwards, I felt that yes, this is also part of learning, and I started working on it slowly and gradually. Though I used to speak in class, but speaking in front of the assembly or the audience was a big challenge for me. And I was really nervous. Even today I am nervous, but that time it was on a very high level since it was the first time. And after that I started speaking regularly. First time you feel bad about it, but second time I felt okay, every time it will be the same. What worst can happen? And I started taking interest in speaking on stage, and since then I have been coming on stage regularly, and I worked on my speaking skills. To be honest with you all, I want to say that when it comes to speaking, you need to work on your knowledge also. You have to read enough. When you read enough, you learn, you have many ideas to discuss. So I worked on my learning skills as well as I worked on vocabulary that I have, and today whatever I can speak is just the work that I have put into it. Maybe not perfect, but to a reasonable level I can speak.
Okay. Nice to know about that. Well, sir, you told that your very first speech, your legs were shivering.
Yeah.
So things went a bit chaotic in your mind, your head.
Not only chaotic, I forgot. Most of the things I forgot, I took up the paper. One thing about me was I was a little street smart. I picked up the paper and started reading from this because it's my habit. I don't want to finish anything in between. I want to complete what I started. So that was the idea, and I didn't feel bad maybe what people will say. I just felt that I have to finish it even if I am shivering. That's something I want to tell each one of you also. Whatever you have started, just try to accomplish it. Just try to complete it. So that end of the day you will be satisfied that I have at least done it, I have at least tried. So that's something I think that was good in my opinion.
Okay.
First time it can be good. You don't need to be perfect.
There's one quote which says the first step is the hardest.
Yeah. Yeah, hardest, but at least you try to climb that ladder of success.
So whenever your name comes, whenever I think about you, the very first one that pops up in my mind is discipline. Because sir, I think you are brand ambassador of the word discipline.
Oh.
And you're a very calm and collected person too. Was this from the very beginning, like in your childhood? What kind of student were you back then in school?
See, our time is different from your time. To be very honest, that time every child used to be disciplined automatically because the teachers were really very strict. And the environment was different. Even if the teacher is scolding us, we never felt bad. Rather, it was the time when we felt most happy. Why? At least the teacher recognized us. When he is scolding, he knows us. When a strength of 3,000 in school, teacher doesn't know you. You have 60, 65 students in your class, and the teacher is hardly appreciating you or hardly talking to you. So when a teacher is coming to you and scolding you, it's basically, oh, today the teacher noticed me. So I am like that. And in school I was very shy. I was just doing my work. Always, because there was nobody to appreciate you. There was nobody to find faults in you. It was like a normal boy who is happy to be whatever he is and he is performing his duties. It's just when I started schooling well in school, I started participating in events after that. So I came to know that I have certain qualities with me which I enjoy. So I started exploring my potential as a student. Though it was a government school, we had ample opportunities to explore our potential. So slowly and gradually, I started participating in the various competitions. May not be winning, but at least I was part of the competition.
Great. Sir, as you said that during that time it was very difficult that a teacher would know you at least. But has there been any one teacher who inspired you or who changed the way of your thinking about life and learning?
Okay. So let me go back to my early childhood days. Early childhood say I would say that somewhere in 5th or 6th standard. Up to 5th standard we were in primary, so there was hardly anything, everything was normal. But in 6th standard I came across one of the teachers. He is Mr. Hari Kaushik. He joined us as a mathematics teacher. And his personality was like wonderful. What you see in me is, I think, the reflection of what he was. He was from armed forces, and he came to teach us mathematics. Now what happened? Whenever he used to come, there was an aura coming with him. The aura of discipline, aura of perfection was coming. And whenever he is writing, he was perfect. His handwriting was good. And to be honest, I was not very good at mathematics at that time, but I got inspired with his efforts. He may not be a perfect mathematics teacher, but his way of dealing with kids was really different, and he inspired us all. We used to call him Guruji. He was there in school from last 8 years, and we still used to call him Guruji. So Guruji was like a wonderful human being, a perfect teacher, which you always aspire to have. And I am blessed that he came to my life. And it's in 6th standard when I thought about becoming a teacher. And I made it in my mind that yes, I want to look like him. And today what you see is some of reflection of that individual. And my personality also follows what he used to do. Very, very cool, calm character. I may not be that, but at least I could observe he was like that.
Was he a bit fun-loving or always strict?
He was strict, but at the same time he was like, if he says something, he always used to follow it. If he says today we'll have a test, he will take the test. Come what may, he will never take a leave. And then if he says today we will not study, he will make sure that we will not study, we will only discuss things. 20, 30 years back, if I am not wrong, it is almost now 25, 35, 40 years back, when we are a student, we were not that open to our teachers because the culture was like that. But today, the culture is different. At that time, we were scared of that all the teachers, but he was the one who brought that what you can say, openness in the system, and that's what inspired me. This is a very good profession, and I think that was the time when I realized that a teacher has a lot of power. Without even being strict, he can change the mindset of the students, and I'm blessed to have such teachers in me.
So great. Coming back to your childhood, sir. Children, often in school, they have many dreams. When I was a kid, my dream used to change every day. Today I want to become an actor, tomorrow I want to become an astronaut. Did you have any such dream? Like, becoming the CEO of tea stall in a hilltop, or basically secretly releasing your solo album, becoming a rock star worldwide, something like that?
When we were young, we were not exposed to these things what you were talking about. We had a very simple life, government school student, and very simple professions. We knew only being into army or a doctor. I was not very much aware about engineering also at that time. And teaching was one of the professions which we were inspired with. Of course, I wanted to join Indian Army, but somewhere I could not make it. Why? Because it was not like I want to become an army man and I will go for it. Wholehearted effort was never there. I always thought to become a teacher, and it ingrained in me somehow, I don't know, from a very young age. And I always tried to go for various professions. I was fascinated by the doctor's uniform also. I was inspired by people coming on TV, speaking news. I wanted to become a news anchor. In our time, if I remember, Sami Narang and Deepak Mohra used to come on TV. They were very old. So I was inspired. But somewhere I felt teaching was my favorite profession to do. Of course, wanted to become, but that is with time it just faded away.
So, since teaching was always your profession which you wanted to pursue, so is there, like, in your entire career, has there been any one moment where you thought that, yeah, this is why I became an educator, a teacher?
The best part is I didn't know much about teaching. It's just that as teacher, I wanted to become a teacher. The second thing was when I did my B.Ed, and first time I went on to teach in one school. I was very happy when the students were looking at me with positive eyes. They were looking at me very, very happy. And in the morning, whenever I used to enter that school, they used to be very happy, sir, aage, sir, aage. So that allowed me to think that I am in a good profession, and this is something that can inspire many lives. So I think it was a very good decision for me to become a teacher or an educator.
So probably you've seen variety of kids, backbenchers, toppers.
Yes.
So was there any one student who made you laugh?
Not exactly. That those moments may not have come to my life, but there were students who I will not narrate the incident, but I felt really emotional with that. I was in one of my schools and I used to be a very, very strict mathematics teacher. And he did something wrong and I hit him so bad. I hit him so bad that he just fell down. And he was taken to the houses. I was housemaster at that time, and he was there in that room for 5-6 days, rather for 1 week. And nobody knew that what has happened to him. He never told to anyone that I hit him so bad. Then when I went to him, I asked him, I will not name the boy. I asked him why you didn't tell anyone. He just said, sir, you are our father, just like our father. That day I realized that these kids are really emotional. We have to take care of them. So I think that was one of the most emotional moments in my life. Even today, even if I think about it, I feel really proud of myself that I am part of this education system and I am there to inspire students and make difference in their life. So not a very happy moment, but I should say very emotional moment I have come across. Many moments are there, but this is one of the favorite that I have. Yeah.
So I guess it's time to wrap up our podcast here today. And from memories to milestones, today we have realized one thing, that teachers not just teach, they inspire. And today was not just about question and answers, it was about gratitude. And we're extremely thankful and grateful to Sir to share his experiences, fun stories, his life lessons, and his contribution towards JVM Basin. So, wish you very happy and magical Guru Purnima. This is Pranav signing off from Voices of Wisdom. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I am not very comfortable. Please comment. So,
my very great friend Tanish Patil once said that everywhere is happiness, happiness is everywhere.
So he'll have me takes.